but it means that when people come into your facility, or they come into your school, or they come into your weight room, or they come onto your field, people should be able to tell who the leader is. They should be able to see that that person's commanding attention from the team, speaking clearly, communicating clearly, and has some juice and a little bit of energy to them. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Top Line Entrepreneur. This show today is going to be 100% for personal trainers and coaches. So if you are a coach of any kind out there, high school football, baseball, soccer, lacrosse, it doesn't matter who you are, or if you are a personal trainer or strength and conditioning coach, this show is for you. If you guys don't know me, my name is Brett Summers. I'm a strength and conditioning coach at the Top Shop in Glendale, Wisconsin. We've been doing this for about 10 years now, coached thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And we're actually in a really big week right now. We just wrapped up our 7-on-7 football tryouts at the Top Shop with Coach Bodenstein, who actually happens to be in the building today, which, you know, for those of you watching out there, we film these shows in a batch process, so we shoot them all in one day. So today is actually the 29th, Black Friday. Yeah. The day after a national holiday. We got Britt, we got Blake, and we got old school Dizzard in the house. Michelle was here, didn't quite know where she was at. Looked like maybe her brain was at an elite level tonight. She'd lost the keys. She's been doing a lot for Ellen Co. So we shipped her out of here. But we're here to give you guys the Top Line Entrepreneur Show. And today is going to be really cool because I've got 7 tips for personal trainers and coaches. And again, that applies to sport coaches, and that also applies to personal trainers and strength and conditioning coaches. So let's dive right in. The first thing on the list, the first tip of the 7 for personal trainers and strength coaches to help their business and to help their game out as coaches in general, is to always be high energy. Always be high energy. Now, that doesn't mean always you have to be screaming and yelling and backhanding people across the face, but it means that when people come into your facility, or they come into your school, or they come into your weight room, or they come onto your field, people should be able to tell who the leader is. They should be able to see that that person's commanding attention from the team, speaking clearly, communicating clearly, and has some juice and a little bit of energy to them. They can tell that that person's awake and alert and alive and wants to be there. So make sure that if you are a trainer or coach of any kind, make sure you're not standing around with your hands in your pockets, whistling Dixie and looking around and not knowing what's going on. Because I've seen it. I've seen it from maybe one of the local high school here soccer team coaches this past spring. You don't want to be that guy or gal leading your team looking like that. Number 2, be known for something. I think Blake's doing a really good job of that as the football coach for the Top Line Athlete football training program, because he is becoming known from a completely unknown, right? Completely unknown to now putting himself on the map by being known as a coach who not only will give all of his time and his energy and his talents to the athletes that he works with, but a coach who's willing to put in the extra time, creating content, creating videos, creating Instagram stories that are laid out in such a way that it could teach an athlete something about their position, something about their sport, something about how to look at their sport and approach their sport, and how to carry and conduct themselves as athletes. And I think that is amazing. But it's very clear if you go to his page what it is all about. You can tell it's about football. You can tell the guy's passionate. He knows what he's doing. He's learning and educating himself. So if you're a coach, strength, football, baseball, it doesn't matter what it is, be known for specializing. Be known for getting the job done. Be known for getting results. Britt's also venturing into that a little bit too. She's dabbled into some soccer kind of stuff. And when she posts about that stuff, people can tell that she's very passionate about it. They can tell that she's knowledgeable about it. And it makes people want to be a part of that community. So if you are a coach or a trainer, make sure you start to do that. You've seen that done with a lot of different people. There are glute specialists out there. There are bodybuilding specialists out there. There are male body. Narrow down. Be known for something. Number 3 on the list, live your brand. So what I mean by that is, again, it kind of goes back to that example of being known for something. If you're known for something, you should also live that out. You know, don't just be known for that on social media. Don't just be known for that with the people that you work with and the clients that you work with, and then you leave and then you're a completely different way. So live out what you're talking about. If you're leading people and telling them they should eat a certain way and that they should do something, you need to do that, because it will give you the utmost authority and integrity to be able to lead people, and you'll be able to lead with confidence, knowing that whatever you tell other people, that you're also doing it yourself, that you're living by an example, and people look up to that and they respect that, I think, quite a bit. I know that's been one of my little secrets that I've used over the last 10 years, is people know that when I'm calling them out on something, typically I'm doing it too. And while I know that they have weaknesses, I also will let them know what some of my weaknesses are. You can check out yesterday's show if you'd like to see what one of those is. Might have something to do with some treats and some calories. But number 4, stay in great shape. And great shape means something different for everybody. I'm not talking about a specific weight or a specific look or anything like that. What I'm talking about is, if you're a coach, you should be leading from that standpoint of, hey, I'm disciplined, right? Because you want your athletes, or you want your clients, or you want your team and your staff to know that you're disciplined. You also, again, going back to number 1, you want to be high energy. And to be high energy, you have to be taking care of yourself. You have to be drinking water and eating healthy and getting some supplements and nutrition in. If you're a little bit older, maybe in your 50s or 60s, and you got high blood pressure, go see the doctor. Make sure you can get on some medications, do some extra walking and conditioning and cardio to stay in good shape. Your team needs you. They need you to be in shape. I've always kind of looked at coaches, I had coaches that were like maybe 350, 400 pounds. No, there's nothing wrong with somebody that's 350, 400 pounds. Love people like that. Got somebody in the room right now who was once 400 pounds, and I loved her when she was that way, because she was a heck of a lot nicer to me than she is now. But I have a problem with somebody who's 350 to 400 pounds telling me I got to work out a certain way. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
Someone who's 350, 400, maybe not in the best shape, maybe drinking liquor on the way back from our college baseball games on the bus or in the vehicle, and maybe gutting tobacco. Probably not the person I'm going to listen to when they tell me about how I should carry myself physically and what I should eat and what weight I should be playing at. So if you want to be able to have authority, make sure you're staying in good shape, especially if you're in the fitness realm, strength and conditioning realm, or a sports coach. I think it's just kind of one of those things. I mean, you guys were athletes. Would you like to see your coach maybe, go on a walk around the block, maybe an apple a day at least, kind of a deal? The next one, number 5, save clients from self-destruction. Your job as a leader, whether it would be like in my case in business, sometimes you got to maybe talk to somebody out of doing something that you think is going to put them in a tough situation, or not doing things that are making them, maybe they're not sticking to their workouts, maybe they're not eating right, maybe they're not showing up and getting the extra skill work in on Tuesdays and Thursdays when you have an opportunity to work with them privately. Maybe they're not doing those things. Don't just give up on them. I mean, I've had that a lot with the baseball team that I'm doing the strength and conditioning for, college baseball team. And we've got a lot of retreaters and excuse makers and guys that will commit to doing certain things. And as much as I want to say, man, these dudes are soft, which they are a little bit. We actually saw a TV that we bought the other day. It has a sticker on it. I said, I need to get this sticker for the guys. It says fragile, handle with care. It's kind of how the ball players are. They're a little soft. Right now, they're not real strong, but I do kind of blame it on the leadership that they had before. Maybe in high school, nobody ever taught them it because they're completely green. But that's my responsibility to save themselves from self-destruction. And self-destruction might mean just doing nothing at all, which is self-sabotage. So you want to save people from that. And the last 2. Number 6, develop systems in your business or in your coaching organization. So, tomorrow, which in this video we'll be saying it's last week, but tomorrow we have our huge 7-on-7 football tryout to build out our 7-on-7 team. So you got people still registering, just had a few ding through right now. Guys are registering. Well, that's all good. We have that. We have to have a system in place for when that tryout comes tomorrow, because we need to be able to move efficiently through each period and each thing in succession so that we appear like we're prepared, and so we have a camp that guys can respect, because they can see that we know what we're doing and that we have a game plan. So you need systems for that. You also need systems on the back end of your business when it comes to billing and when it comes to agreements. We had to do all that stuff just tonight alone, but those are the things you have to dot those I's and cross those T's to make sure that you can go into your service or your coaching confidently. And if you don't have those things done, you're going to be a little bit behind the 8 ball, and you're going to be feeling stressed and pressured, and it's going to be harder and harder to lead and communicate and do the things you need to do just for the skill work if you don't have those systems in place. And that one right there alone is worth $1 million, if not more. So make sure that you have systems and you have some things you can fall back on, because anytime we have something, we'll be trying so much new stuff, something will go without a system. And whenever we have that and we'll let it go for too long, we tolerate it too long, something doesn't go right. Mics run out of batteries if we don't have it. People might not be getting signed up on certain things that they should be. So you have to have those different policies and procedures in place to scale your company or to grow and to advance. So make sure you have that. And the last thing on the list, 10 minutes, we're making good time. Because remember, guys, what time is it? 8:54 Friday night. Most people have given up already. Britt looks like she might want to give up already. No, not so much. Okay, she might even be joining it. We might even pull her off the bench tomorrow because she hasn't been with us this week. She's been over at Ellen Co. But number 7, invest your income into other streams. She's laughing. Invest your income into other streams of revenue. So if you are a football coach, or if you are a strength and conditioning coach, a personal trainer, or a boot camp coach, or Zumba instructor, I don't know what it is that you are, but you're in the fitness world and you're doing that, invest your money into other things that will produce income and revenue for you. And I'm not necessarily just talking about like the supplement MLM, like don't go all Advocare on us and start slinging Spark to everybody. I'm not suggesting that at all, the MLM method, although you would meet a lot of people. But what I'm talking about is investing into other assets and other businesses that will pay you money. Because the reality is, if you're a coach or you're a trainer, it is physically demanding. It is a time thing too, right? Time, physical, you need the energy, you need to be in the best shape. It's going to be hard to do that. Not that it's impossible, but it's a little bit harder to do that as you get into your late 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s. Not just physically, but because maybe you'll have kids, or maybe you'll have other duties and responsibilities and things and priorities that will take precedence in your life. And it is hard. Football coaches and baseball coaches and scouts, I mean, these guys are working at least 9 to 10 months out of the year, oftentimes having to travel and relocate. So I would encourage you to maybe invest in some things like real estate, big real estate, whether it be someone else's portfolio or maybe your own. Again, other little businesses that require a little bit less of your time and energy, and maybe are a little bit more systemized, like number 6, so they can operate themselves, so you can kind of pull your hands out of the mix and out of the batter, so you can get onto other things and prioritize your family and your children and your wife and some of those other events, so you don't miss out on everything. So I would definitely encourage you to do that. And even if you're 20, do that right away. Even if you're 18, 19, 20, whatever it is, start thinking about that so you don't get to that point where you go, oh crap, I can't do this forever because it's physically taxing, loading the weights and getting down on the ground and showing exercises, because it does get a little challenging. So make sure you go through those. Again, those 7 things are: number 1, always bring the energy. Number 2, be known for something. 3, live your brand. 4, stay in great shape. 5, save clients from self-sabotage and self-destruction. 6, develop systems for your business. And number 7, invest your income into other streams of revenue so you don't have to continue to do what you're doing forever, or at least you have the option to do something else. Again, my name is Brett Summers. I'm a strength and conditioning coach right here at Topline in Glendale, Wisconsin. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'd love to help you guys out, especially if you're a young, aspiring entrepreneur in the fitness or training industry. I've experienced a lot of mistakes and setbacks, and I'd love to help you grow your business, because in 2020 you're going to need all of these things and then some. So make sure you guys are getting ready for that. If you like this, it's helpful, like it, share it, comment it, whatever you got to do to it. But we appreciate your time. We're out of here less than 15 minutes. Britt will be happy about that. Maybe she'll color. Will you color grade this one a touch for me?
Oh yeah.
All right, you guys have systems. Otherwise, things slide on a table. You gotta do it. It's on you. It's not on anyone else. Catch ya.